Hi, I'm Rick Astley, and you're watching AMBY.
Hey everyone, it's Alicia from AMBY, and I would like to welcome you to our interview with Rick Astley. Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. I can't believe the sun's shining right now, to be honest, but yeah, it's beautiful.
It's a beautiful day, and we appreciate you joining us on it.
My pleasure.
So I have to kick things off by saying congrats on the release of 50.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Your first record release in a decade. How does it feel to have finally unleashed this?
Yeah, it's kind of strange. I mean, in terms of doing a record with original material, I haven't done that for years and years. And it's been really well received in the UK, so that's been amazing. And I didn't really do it because of that. I did it because certain fans and what have you have kind of let me know that they wanted, you know, some new music. And also I wanted to mark my birthday. I wanted to do something, just to kind of something as a little memory for myself, really.
So did it come as a big surprise to you when you saw that it had topped the charts in the UK?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, as we got the last week prior to it, you know, you get to have an understanding that things are looking good, and then day by day they can tell you that, you know, how many this person's sold, how many you've sold, how many what. So it becomes a bit ridiculous, to be honest. And also because we were getting really close to possibly having like a top 10 and a top 5, and I'm thinking we could even get this to go to number 1. It was a bit weird. Yeah, it was a bit strange after all these years. Yeah.
Well, I have a quote from you from an interview back in 1988, and you
Oh,
had
okay.
said, perhaps writing and producing an album completely by yourself would happen in the future, but you just weren't quite sure.
Yeah, no, again, I think that's been one of the kind of strange things about this whole process, that I made the record in my little studio, my man cave as I call it, at the back of our house. And I think in lots of ways that's why it's been the most kind of fulfilling, rewarding, whatever word you want to use. It's really kind of feels like my record, you know, because I did write it all, played all the instruments.
And produced it.
Yeah, and produced it, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I've had some kind of encouragement along the way, that's for sure, with friends and what have you, and a lot of my friends who are writers and producers and write, you know, big songs for people. So I've had people to bounce off and stuff, and also I had somebody engineer and mix it as well, who I've known for years and years, and that really helped because he kind of came to the house and listened to the stuff early and said, well, just finish that, you know what I mean? You don't need to go, you know what I mean? So, yeah, because I think it's a tough thing sometimes to just lock yourself in a room and say, right, I'm going to do everything.
Especially wearing all those different hats. Was that difficult for you, or did you adjust to it pretty quickly?
Well, I think also it's that thing that I was doing it for fun. I was doing it for the enjoyment of doing it. I was kind of doing it obviously for someone else as well, for the fans who kind of asked me to make one. But primarily I was doing it for myself. So I think you just kind of... I think as well technology's gone that way that so many people these days work in a room on their own up to a point, you know what I mean? They don't necessarily finish a record that way, but they certainly do their demos that way, and you know what I mean? So, yeah.
There's a song I'm really digging off of the record called Dance that you just shared a great music video for.
Yeah, we did, yeah, well, it's funny, I think a lot of the lyrics in the songs on the record are a lot more personal, and also there's been times when I've just sung something while playing a guitar or whatever and just thought, wow, I like that idea. I can do something, I can make, you know, and that was one of them. The fact that God meets the devil while walking home in his local park and puts the devil straight, basically, and just tells him to chill out and stop being such a devil, as it were. You know what I mean? Don't get so down all the time, and you know, all you got to do is dance, kind of thing. So I just liked the idea of it.
It really does read like a conversation between God and the devil. How
Yeah.
did that idea come about originally?
Well, it just literally just fell out of me. I don't
Yeah?
really know where it came from. Yeah. My mum seems to think that it's because from my studio I can see a church spire, and she thinks that I've been messages sent to me. I don't know, messages sent. So I don't know. I don't think that's what it is. But
For you, do you feel like dancing is the cure to a lot of things?
it is sometimes. Yeah. Yeah, I think it is. I mean, not literally dancing, but I think that thing of just saying, oh, whatever, you know, let's just chill out. You can't always do that. I know you can't, but I'm saying that there has to be moments in every human being's life where you just sort of drop everything and say, you know what, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna, whatever it is, go for a walk, go see friends, go to the pub and have a beer, whatever it is. Do you know what I mean? And take yourself out of that thing, because I think everybody, wherever you are in life, I think the situations where you have to extract yourself to be able to see what's actually really going on. And for me, music's done that for me loads and loads of times. I feel very different a lot of the time when I come off stage, whatever's happened that day. You know what I mean? So I think I've been really lucky that I've got that too, and I think dancing is kind of another form of that. You know what I mean? It's just kind of doing something just purely for the pleasure of it.
I love that there was a song called Dance on the album, because for me, some of my fondest memories, I remember playing your music when I was younger. My parents would play it for me, and I just
danced
around.
When you were young?
When I was younger.
Younger, right, okay, right.
We'll go with younger.
Yeah.
But I remember just looking at the screen, doing some of your dance moves. It was just so much fun. So I have to ask, what are some of your favorite dance moves?
I don't know. I'm not insured for dancing anymore anyway, so I don't do anymore. But I don't know. I like watching. I mean, for me, when I see somebody like a Bruno Mars, I like everything he does. To be honest, I'm a big fan of his, and I think what he kind of has done with a lot of his records and videos and certain things is he'll delve into something like a James Brown or whatever influence it is. And when he gets his band to all do the moves and they all do it together and the whole thing, I love all that. And on the one hand, it's kind of really old school. It's almost, I'm not going to say old-fashioned because that's not very flattering, but it's old school. But I really, really like it because I think it's kind of, I think we went through a period, especially in the 90s and what have you, where clubs and dancing was very, very track biased, and it wasn't about the song. And he's all about the song, but he brings the... it's all happening in Toronto, folks. Literally, it's all happening. He's sort of brought dancing back, I think, to be quite a cool thing. I think he's one of the artists who's done that anyway. So yeah.
For some of those cool dance moves, feel like you can maybe showcase one of them with me? Like the song says, all
my
you gotta
dance
do
moves.
is dance. But there's a dance move of yours, a dance move that you like the song says, all you gotta do is dance with me.
Oh come on! Honestly, I can't. I'm not insured for it anymore. I might break something, darling. Do you know what I mean? I'm just not. I don't even dance when we do gigs, to be honest.
It's a little sway.
I sway a little and I walk up and down the stage pointing at people. That's what I do.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Can you show me the pointing at least?
I can show you the pointing.
Hello.
That's easy.
There we go.
That's easy. No, I don't dance anymore. I've got a 24-year-old daughter, and I promised her a long time ago I'd stop doing deaf things like that. So.
Was that per her request, or you were just kind of?
No. I just don't think you can do that to kids. You know what I mean? I think dads and uncles are allowed to dance maybe twice a year. Once at, let's say, a wedding that you're all at, whether it's your family or close or what, you're allowed to dance at a wedding and possibly New Year's Eve. Okay. And other than that, dads and uncles aren't allowed to dance.
Those are the two exceptions.
Yeah.
Well, it's also exciting because you are taking the record out on the road here in Canada, playing your first Canadian show in 25 years. Yeah, no,
it's pretty crazy.
Welcome back.
Thank you. We're doing a few very small gigs. We're off to Nashville, and then we go to LA, and we've just been in New York. All I'm kind of trying to do really is just remind people that I'm still alive. And then we'll take it from there. Hopefully we're going to come back next year and do a proper little tour and try and get around a bit more of Canada. I always had really good times in North America because, it's on the one hand it's completely different, but on the other hand there's a connection because of the language. And certain places in the world it's really hard to have that because you want to just be yourself on stage, and you are yourself on stage, but without the language as well, it's kind of difficult. You know what I mean? To have that,
absolutely.
So you have to connect with the audience in a slightly different way. So it's always fun to do it where you can speak your own language for sure.
Well, it's really cool because aside from just performing your own gigs, you're actually seeing other people's. I saw you went to James Blake and Elvis Costello.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that a big thing for this tour for you?
Well, I mean, I think I like to do that anyway. But also, I think it's that thing where you go and see other people, and I think it kind of helps. In lots of ways, it just helps put a bit of perspective on what you're doing. It's nice to see how other people are. James Blake was very interesting, I thought, because he's kind of, I don't know whether he calls himself electronic music, but I mean, or why he does electronic music, but I mean, it's kind of, and it's not dance music, but people were still dancing. It's just really emotional, soulful music, I think, what he does, but he marries it with a very kind of technology kind of back into it, if you know what I mean. And it's really great what he does, I think.
Well, for you, what was the first concert you ever attended?
First gig I ever went to, I can't remember. It was one of two gigs, and I can never remember which one it was. It was either Supertramp Do you know who Supertramp are?
Of course I do. That's a great first
gig. Just checking. I was about 10 years old.
Okay.
Or it was a progressive rock band called Camel. It could have been them. It was one or the other. And again, it was because my sister took me to both of those gigs. Yeah, so.
That's awesome. Well, to wrap things up for all of your fans who will be viewing, do you have any parting words or anything you want to say to all of them?
Well, it's nice to be back in Canada, and hopefully we'll be back again next year to do some more gigs. We're actually playing on Thanksgiving, which is a bit strange, I know. So if you're full of turkey and just fancy coming out, come out anyway. You know what I mean? Who knows? But anyway.
Awesome. I just want to say thank you so much for your time today. Really appreciate it.
Great. Thank you.
And remember, to everybody viewing, you can visit us at musicblogya.com for all exclusive interviews, features, videos, and so much more with your favorite artists. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.